Okay, so here's the little tree I just unpacked. The packaging was really good. And I think because, you guys remember how a while ago I was having issues with the packaging with the postal service. And UPS who works with them. But once I got this US Postal Service, she's a manager, I recorded her stating that she had it was a black walnut tree that she had on her desk and she wasn't going to deliver it. And then she found out that I had videotaped her statement. And guess what? Ever since then, I haven't had a problem with any of the my deliveries with the US Postal Service, which is funny. Anyhow, this is a little pomelo, a little citrus pomelo. It's the one of the top, like regarding the ancestors. Hi, fly, get off my fruit. One of the ancestors for the grapefruit. So it's a grapefruit, a pomelo, and a sweet orange makes the grapefruit tree. That's what the crossbreed was for grapefruit. So this is one of the ancestors for grapefruit. So here's that box that pomelo came in, and it didn't have too much damage in it, so that was nice. Here's a grapefruit tree right behind you. I'm having to clean off passion fruit that's grown up on it, so anyhow, it's got a lot of fruit on it. But so the pomelo is the ancestor to the grapefruit. So I got this little one today. It's supposed to be a graft. So a graft will produce fruit in 2 years, and these guys like a lot of a high heat, 80 to 100 degrees, which I'll put it on my deck. And I have a really big pot that I'm probably going to put it in at least for the first year and see how it does. Ideally I like them in the ground, but with the way the ground squirrels are being, it's getting really difficult to have the fruit trees in the ground and kind of not monitored closely. In the background here are some baby coffee trees. You can tell the cold is starting to get to them, so I'm going to actually winterize this little area I have today. I'm going to put a cover right over this area today so I can enclose these little plants. This is a strawberry tree, it's called, and I'm telling you, this thing, it is so good. There's a little, see that little green little piece of fruit right there? They're very tiny. They are the best little strawberry, it tastes like strawberry. Really, really interesting fruit. But anyhow, it's called a strawberry tree. I have 3 of these guys. This right here, this is a seedling from, let's walk over here. So it's a seedling from this tree, and it's an Australian cherry. It's really good. I think that there's here's some little teeny fruits that are coming out. It's kind of late in the season here, but there's little fruit. I think you can see, where is it? Where'd it go? I got lost in the greenery. Hang on, I'll find some. There it is. I don't know if you could see that, if it's focusing. But these are really interesting cherries too. I have a lot of different types of cherry trees which are interesting that I really appreciate. See, here's some more fruit. This might be the last of its fruit for the season once these get really red. And then I've got a little berry bush growing underneath. Here's another little baby that just self-fruited by itself, so I'm going to let it stay in that big pot. So there's the Australian cherry, and this is another kind of cherry. It's a Brazilian cherry, and this is a really neat cherry tree. It's really dark. I wish I had fruit to show you. Very dark purple, really round, very sweet. Has some tannins in the skin, but the dark purple itself is a good nutrient. What is that up there I see? Anyhow, I just wanted to share today the pomelo tree right there. If you haven't ever heard of it, go check it out. So I think it's spelled P-O-M-E-L-O. And look, here's another little volunteer cherry tree right there. I'll have to, probably not right now, but I'll do it next season, replant that. And here's some more. These guys are babies. I need to get the grass out of there, but they're the babies to this tree right here. So, and these little baby coffee trees, I have another one actually in the ground there. And they like shade, they like warmth, but they like kind of shade, some dappled sun. This is a perfect little area for this, but I have some, I'll show you the mother to this, to these little baby coffee trees. Here's the another coffee tree. I actually have to get in here and really hit it hard with the hose because it's got a lot of deep dirt on it, but it's kind of been late season, so everything's kind of shutting down right now, but there's some of its seeds right there. They're supposed to get red. These are little late bloomers coming out, but I need to hose this poor little tree off. So it's starting to lose its leaves, getting ready for the winter, I think. Anyhow, this is my coffee tree and the graviola tree here that's, I'm kind of getting close here, but it's also losing its leaves, getting ready for winter. So there's got the backlighting there, but that's a atemoya. We've got fruit on it, but it's not, they're still green. There's the atemoya leaf. I've got two tangled in. I've got to come in here and really get some of the things out. Here's a quince though. So that's a quince. That's interesting. You can make applesauce kind of stuff out of it. It's kind of like between an apple and a pear, but it's sweet. It's got some good phytonutrients to it. So I'm gonna go plant this guy, give it a home, and get battened down, ready for our winter, at least if you can call San Diego having a winter. But I just wanted to show you an atemoya. That's an atemoya fruit right there. It still needs to be ripe. Here's one more. I'm going through the jungle here. Here's one more, a little bit bigger. And then I have some little babies still that they still need to get bigger. But I think this is the biggest one that I can find so far. I just have to keep an eye on it because sometimes they can get ripe real quick and you don't even notice, so you just come in and have too ripe of a fruit. Here's another one hanging here. Looks like it probably will be riper first. It's weird. It's maybe got some burnt area on it. I don't know. It shouldn't be burnt though. It's not in direct sun. Anyhow, here's my jungle. I've got my food forest. I would recommend you guys start planting, getting ready for food forests. You know, start thinking and putting in your head that you're going to start growing your own food. This is a Okinawa spinach. It's got some good healing properties. It's also really easy to, you just cut, stick it back in the ground, and it starts growing. Here's one of my, that 1,000-head kale. It just keeps going. This is overhead. I can't really, I guess I could reach up, but this is my 1,000-head kale. The chickens like this, and so do I, but it just keeps perpetuating the leaves. That's why it's called, I guess, a 1,000-head kale. Here's some more. Here's another shoot from one of the 1,000-head kales. That provides some good food. Now here's my pomegranate. These guys are all ripe. The birds get at some of them, but they're ready. You can put these in the freezer and it'll last for a year. So that's what I'm going to be having to go through. I've already harvested a lot, but so the pomegranate's dropping its leaves. And the pomegranate leaves are actually really good for getting metals out of the soil. And here are two more little baby coffee. They should probably maybe produce, I think, next year. So I'm just going to keep them in the greenhouse for one more season. They came from that mother coffee plant. And here's the other side of that grapefruit tree, and we've got some he, she, woo growing out here. This is really good for hair growth, but it tangles up into everything, so you gotta kind of keep a watch on it, but it is medicinal. You can eat it, so I'm gonna let it stay. I just need to control it a little bit more. And here's some more of that 1,000-head kale. I need to come and remove some of these old leaves and give those to the chickens and let it keep growing. I recommend that 1,000-leaf kale. It's pretty hardy. And here's just one little baby fig. All the figs are kind of starting to go dormant. I wonder if any of you guys have any geranium. This makes a really nice tea, and geranium is really good for stress. You'll see it kind of calms you down a little bit. So that and the tulsi tea, the holy basil, is a nice one. But if you happen to have geranium around, just snip some little leaves off and make some tea out of it. Okay, so here's one more box that came today. I haven't bought plants for a long time, but I guess I was head shy. But look at, so that's pretty good shape. That's pretty good. They're not beating everything to heck, you know. So, and I've already put I just put this overhang. I have to still wash it and stuff to winterize for these guys, so they can stay kind of warmer this winter. This is just a greenhouse cover that I just made put 2 posts and a whatever that thing is on top, just to kind of spread it out, just to save these guys for the winter time. So I just did that, otherwise I would have been inside here. But I'm gonna go open this box and see how he looks. It's a magenta Yule that's in here, and I'll show it to you. So look inside there, and I'll take it out in a second, but that's still in the box. That looks pretty good, huh? So there it is, and hopefully by tomorrow after I water it and stuff, it'll perk up a little bit, but I think it's looking pretty good considering it's been in a box for a while. So magenta Yule. So here's a picture of this plant. So they refer to it as magenta leaf, and the scientific name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but it's well, Parastrophe something Roxburghiana, I don't know, leaf extracts. But so it makes a purple, you can color it makes a good purple dye, but it's also for hypertension. That's one good thing. It's also good for the lungs, bronchitis. It's a good antioxidant. But it goes over this study. I'll leave a link if YouTube will let me do it. But it's got a lot of good healing properties to it. Cardiovascular. So this research does talk about the beneficial chemical compounds in it. Anti-inflammatory, anti-hypertensive, antioxidant, wound healing properties. But the cough and lungs and blood pressure seem to be a good, it helps the lungs too. So I introduced this plant into my little pharmacopoeia I've got going because I think it's beneficial. So hopefully it'll do well. It does well in semi-shade. So, all right guys, that's it. Take care. Grow your own food. Grow your own medicine.